Good morning.
I am having a heck of a morning again. Here, I thought I had it all figured out yesterday, and my computer is like, oh, by the way, you don't have day 2 saved. So I had to go back and get my other computer so that I can share my screen. So bear with me for just a moment.
Okay.
All right. Okay, now present. Okay. All right, so on day 2, we are going to basically start talking about, well, basically now that we know where our ideal clients are, we're now looking at where we can find them, where they're hanging out. So in order to organically attract leads to you, you need to be where they are. So it's time for us to start to try and get into their heads a little bit and kind of try and figure out where they're hanging out online, but also in real life. Kind of depending on your goals and your target audience, we need to get to where those people are. So it's time to be a little specific. So for you, Carolyn, you're saying, you're looking for people who are in probate, that sort of thing. So we want to start thinking about where we can find them. So a lot of people, who are having problems or in any situation, really, we're a lot of times they're on social media. So if we're on social media and in front of them, with our message, we can basically grab their attention. So think about places where they might be. I'm drawing a blank this morning on examples specific to you. But a lot of people will, if they're, hanging out online, they might be in Facebook groups, they might be, looking at different things, trying to figure out how they're going to sell this, how they're going to, maybe how they're going to resolve the situation that they're in. So they may be looking for answers for that. So we want to be where they are, and we kind of want to get into their heads a little bit and think about, like, what is the problem, how are they trying to solve it, and what can we do to be in front of them, basically. So these are all, a list of different places where I think, you can find your ideal clients. But social media, most people are on social media of some sort. So, there's all the different places, but you need to kind of figure out where your ideal clients might be hanging out. So, I have not dealt with probate. So I'm sitting here going, okay, like, how can I get this? But I'm going to do some research and see what else I can come up with too. Anyway, but no, so you want to be in front of them though. And are you writing these all down? I want to give you okay. Okay. I want to give you a minute to do that.
No, that's exactly what I'm doing.
Okay. But basically all of these places, people, I mean, obviously different demographics are going to be in different places for the most part. But one thing that I find, like, my favorite place is Facebook groups, because there's such a large, I don't know, if you go into like a buy sell trade group and you start talking about, I'm going to go back to the first time home buyers, because that's kind of my favorite. So like when you go into like a buy sell trade group, people aren't looking for, okay, how can I buy a house? You know what I mean? They might be looking to see if their house is for sale or something like that. But for me, I like to use groups, Facebook groups of any type, even if it's a buy sell trade group. But I own several of them, so that I've created or that I've taken over. And I like to put my message out there, because there are people out there who are on there kind of scrolling just aimlessly, and basically I want my message to be in front of them. And so I try to get to where those people are. So if I'm talking about first time home buyers, I might be in Facebook Marketplace, kind of looking at different things, I might be, most likely I'm going to be in a Facebook group for me personally. But I'm going to be talking about the things that are worrying them, or the things that they need to know. And so maybe putting together kind of a cheat sheet of what you need to do in this situation, or something like that. Okay. um So your ideal clients, obviously, they're also going to be, they're going to be talking to their neighbors, they might be your neighbors, they might be, at the grocery store, you never know where they are. But the easiest place to find them and to be specific is really truly online, because we can get to, when they put themselves like in a Facebook group, especially if you can go on and search, and this is what I would probably recommend to you, is maybe go on and search Facebook in just the little search bar, and see, if there are maybe some Facebook groups that kind of revolve around this topic. And I don't know if you have already, but it might.
Ironically enough, I just did this morning a little bit. I wasn't finding anything really, local, but there are a few.
Well, it's a good idea to look at them and review them and kind of see what other people are talking about too. We don't have to recreate the wheel every time we do these things, and so go into those groups and do a little bit of research and kind of see what is it, what are the things that maybe are most concerning to those people, or what are the things that they're struggling with the most, and then start talking about those topics. But you can create your own Facebook group for your area and kind of be that person, that guiding light to show these people where they're trying to go, or how to accomplish what they're trying to accomplish, and show them how you can help them. Being a part of those other groups will give you ideas and will give you content even to post, I'm sure, as you kind of, go through and read what other people are talking about and what they're struggling with. Or even, if you're talking with attorneys and stuff, and maybe partnering with attorneys, or, I don't know, if probably in some cases an accountant might be helpful, but I would definitely say to talk to attorneys in your area who maybe handle this as well, and kind of get an idea, not what the people are struggling with, but maybe what the best course of action for you is to help them. What is like the number one thing that I could do, like what would be most beneficial for me to do to help them, and start talking about those things. Okay, so I've kind of gotten we've gone very specific today. But basically our main goal today is we want to figure out where they're hanging out and find a way. And if there isn't a place where they're currently hanging out, we want to create that place, and we want to bring them to us by, maybe it's a matter of talking about it in other Facebook groups, and saying, hey, do you know anyone who's struggling with this, or, is kind of stuck in this situation, and inviting them back to your Facebook group where you can be the person providing the information and providing the help. And if you have some attorneys maybe on board, you could invite them to come into your group as well. And maybe, I don't know if attorneys play this way, but it would be good for them if they did, maybe a little recorded presentation or something, just like some brief Q&A, or you could do a Zoom call and do kind of a Q&A, like, okay, what are the things they need to know, or, that sort of thing. What could help them in this situation? Okay. So in this, generally, what I like to do is I like for you to find 3 places that your ideal clients are hanging out. It's great if they are Facebook groups, that your ideal clients are hanging out in, because then it's really easy to be like, okay, I'm in this group, I'm like talking to them and this sort of thing. It's even better if it's your own place and you can start to grow that place, and be that person who is that shining light showing them the way. So honestly, I would love to kind of invite you to consider that, because I think that that might be something that, if you're, and this is, I know this is only for the week. So let's say though that this is your goal for your business. Like, this is where I want to focus my time in the future. It's not just for the week. Since I don't know for sure, I'm just throwing that out there. Go ahead. So is it for the week?
You're absolutely right. It is actually probably a longer goal for me, because I have actually had some of these types of properties where they're in probate.
Is it equity?
I actually found retreats in some newspapers where the capital estates who administers. So actually, I've done a little research to find the people.
Oops. Sorry.
That way. So you're right. And in fact, I passed my broker license this summer, and I'm trying to show business. And actually, and I've settled a name or in my firm, and one settled to be real estate, just because Harlan is like representative of like somebody coming back.
Okay. I have to, I don't know if, was it echoey on your end?
No.
Okay, like I have every word you're saying is coming through like 4 or 5 times, and it's like, whoa. Try muting yourself real quick and then unmuting yourself, and let's just see if that, it could just be my computer. I don't know. Okay.
Is that better now?
No, it's still that way. I don't know. In the beginning, it wasn't that way, so I don't know what happened.
Let's see. Let's try this.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Okay, there we go. Ooh, I love that. That's awesome. That's so exciting. I love it. Where are you located? I'm so sorry you have to type all this. Awesome. Okay, in Connecticut. Okay, awesome. Well, so I would love to brainstorm with you, and see if there's some things that we could do maybe to get you kind of going and moving in this direction. I assume that this is something you've been thinking about for a while. So I would love to kind of hear, obviously when my audio is working better, but I would love to kind of hear, kind of what ideas you've had at this point, kind of what you've done, and let's kind of get you, I mean, if I can help, like I said, I'm not an estate pro or, that sort of thing, but I would love to help kind of, brainstorm with you and see if there's some other things we can do to get you moving in that direction. One of the things that I had another gal do, who was really looking at, she was looking at like divorces and stuff. So, stuff that still involved attorneys and whatnot, but she was actually able to, communicate with a few of them. And some of them were like a little standoffish, like, ugh, whatever. But she was able to find some who were, willing to communicate with her and that sort of thing, and realize that she was a resource for them, and she did create a Facebook group and started getting these people in there, and it started to help her really grow what she was trying to do. And so I think that I don't know why. I love Facebook groups. So this is, I mean, I do know why. It's where all my leads come from. But it's really a powerful tool when you can be in front of people and giving them the tools that they need that they may not even realize they need. And so, knowing this market and knowing, what's going on and what they can expect, even if you were to create like maybe a 5 things you need to know, or something like that, and basically just offer it kind of as a lead magnet to say, hey, if you would like this, send me a direct message, send me a DM, and I will, send it over to you. And that starts the conversation though, because they come to you saying, hey, I kind of want to know more about what you're doing. And you can do that on your personal profile as well, and then invite them. So I would do it, I would do it on your main page, like your personal profile. I would do it in Facebook groups. I would do it really wherever you think your ideal clients are going to be hanging out. That's where I would be offering it. If I'm gonna, I don't know, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that most of the people who are dealing with, the estates and kind of handling the estates of their parents and that sort of thing, or whatever, I imagine they're not like the young generation. So, like, I don't imagine that you're gonna have to be like, okay, I'm not saying that TikTok is bad, but I'm just saying, I don't imagine you're gonna be on TikTok doing a bunch of videos. You might be if that's what you like, but they may not be hanging out there. So we want to kind of look at, maybe what areas are they going to be hanging out, and so start looking for different groups on Facebook too that are maybe, gosh, I can't think. I'm thinking, if there's anything even dealing with parents, elderly parents, you know what I mean? Like there are Facebook groups, and I don't know if you've heard me say this before, but there's a Facebook group that has something like 1 million members, something crazy like that. It's where they're all aunts. They all pretend to be aunts. I can't even imagine. But if there's a Facebook group for pretending you're an ant, like a little bug crawling on the ground, like there's got to be a Facebook group for, elderly parents or, support group kind of things, And so that's one thing. Oh, LinkedIn. Sorry, I didn't see that. I have a LinkedIn. I have so many connections on LinkedIn, but I haven't played with it, enough. I mean, at some point I was able to figure out that you can pull everyone's email addresses and email everyone that you're connected with, stuff like that. But that felt pretty invasive to me, so it wasn't something that I was really comfortable doing. But I know that there are different things that you can do with LinkedIn and get in front of those people. And I think that honestly, that would be a really great place for you as well to maybe start kind of exploring and stuff. And because you're going to be in front of professional minded people, and so I think that that would be a really great place to be. Yes, I think so too. I think that there are a lot of different places where, even like maybe decluttering or, like preparing houses for sale or, who knows what kinds of things there are. But even in the buy sell trade groups, when you're thinking about it, if people are kind of downsizing and trying to clean up like their parents' property or something like that, get it ready for sale, or start the process. They may be on there trying to sell things, and you come in and say, hey, are you dealing with this? Well, hey, I have, an estate planner, or I not an estate planner, an estate, like the auction people, who I work with, and I could help you with that. Or, like I would have a list of resources of people who are, kind of directly related to that. And, honestly, I would probably start, the way I would handle it, I guess, is I would probably start by saying, hey, do you need X service? I mean, not so much a service, but do you need help cleaning out your parents' house? Do you need help with this? Do you need help with that? Like, I have a list of people who are great with getting this, making this easier, making this, less stressful. I feel a little bit like I'm saying, but groups are really good for this because there's so many people from so many different, especially the buy sell trade groups, like everyone is in there for different things. And so, you may catch someone who is going through something and they don't even realize that they need help yet, and so being in there and talking about things, and like what I like to do is I like to go into groups and start discussions. There's like a little tab at the top and it says, so like normally I don't know what it's on, it's like a sale thing, but there's one where it says start discussion. And so normally I'll go in and I'll just start a discussion, and then it doesn't act like you're trying to sell something or ask you for a price or anything like that. And asking questions is, it seems silly sometimes because you already know the answers, but sometimes asking a question, just to say, like, I can't think of one off the top of my head for yours. I don't know how many people here have elderly parents, or something like that, or what are your biggest struggles trying to deal with your elderly parents, or what I mean, something along those lines, just kind of like, okay, getting them talking to you, and you can kind of say, hey, I've got people who can help, I've got even if it's like a retirement community, maybe, if people are like struggling with kind of what do we do, we're in this position, and maybe our parents are getting old, they're not deceased, but we need to do something with their property, maybe catching them a little bit earlier before it's a huge thing. But even partnering with a retirement community where you can say, hey, I've got this great place, if things are kind of getting too much, another resource I could offer you is, maybe these people could help you. But if you kind of partner with them, you're going to find that, they're going to have people for you as well who you're not reaching at all. I hope that helps some. Okay, good. Okay. Well, so I clicked off of it already, but let me see if I can go back to it. Why are we not working? There we go. Okay. So, what I want you to do today, I'm going to post the video again. And then once I post it, I want you to put 3 places that you think, you can get in front of your people. And then we're going to start tomorrow and the next days, we're going to kind of start to really dig into, kind of how they're feeling and, the different things that they're struggling with and how we can solve those problems. So kind of everything we're doing is we're coming at this from kind of the backside. Because we're not trying to be in their face, like selling them. We're coming at this from a different angle. We're coming at this as we want to help you, and we want to provide resources for you, and we want to be a resource for you. So so basically we want to find where they're hanging out so we can get in front of them with these resources and offer to help them before they are like in that position of like, okay, I need a realtor right now. We want to be in their heads before they're at that point. That makes sense, I'm sure, right? Okay, good. Hi, Veronica. We're just finishing up, but I'm going to put the replay into the Facebook groups. And we were very specific to Carolyn today because she was here, and that's just what we do. So I would love to talk with you if, oh, she went. Okay. So anyway, everyone here, if you have questions, if you would like, some ideas specific to you, feel free to reach out to me, but put your homework answers, I guess, into the Facebook group when I post the video. Well, anyone else who's here, they're not going to know this until they watch the video. But anyway, okay. But put your homework in the group, and I will, I'll see if I can come up with some other ideas as well to kind of help. And I'm excited. We are going to just get things moving for you, and I'm super excited about that. But we will, same place tomorrow, and we will start going through the rest of it. And then on Thursday evening, I don't know if you have plans, but I have generally on Thursday evenings when I'm doing this challenge, I will do a master class that kind of goes through and gives examples and, some of my posts that I do that bring people in so that you can kind of get an idea of what I'm talking about when I do reverse prospecting and that sort of thing. But all of this is reverse prospecting because we're coming at this from a different angle. Anyway, so if I haven't set a time for Thursday night, so Carolyn, since you're here, if you have a time that works best for you, feel free to let me know. I don't want to oh, I had dinner plans, but Corey's going to be going live or something, So let me know what time works for you, and I'll definitely, try to arrange it around that time. Okay. Okay. I feel so bad that the audio is kind of crazy today. Okay, you're on the East Coast. Okay. So I will make it so that it's not like 5 my time. So I'll make it in the afternoon. Okay, that sounds fair. Okay, all right. Well, I will talk with you some more tomorrow, and throughout the day, let me know if you have any questions, or as you're kind of playing with this a little bit and looking at things, let me know if anything comes up, and I'll be here to help. Okay. All right. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Bye.